unfortunately I have decided to shut the shop. Alright, so I've stitched myself up a little bit here. Obviously by doing this renovation I've taken away my display cabinet, and the keys to the display cabinet also had the keys to my lockbox out the front where people drop off their keys. And I don't really need it today, but the Falcon has been dropped off at the front, keys are in there and I can't get them back out. So yeah, even the bird's laughing at me. Anyway, a bit of a silly mistake. So I do have the keys to a couple other cars, so I'm just going to reorganise myself a little bit. We've got that black Wagon that we put the bags and stuff in the other week, did the exhaust. He's got some leather seats for us to put in some HSV ones, so I'm going to bring that in now. We'll do that. And then I've got an XC, I think it is. Yeah, then I've also got an XC out there that's going to get some rear guards rolled. So yeah, we'll get stuck into them. I was going to be doing those tomorrow in the Ford today, but we'll just swap it around. But anyway, let's get into it. Alrighty, so Wagon's done. Seats should have been a fairly easy swap over, but I forgot that the car had DVD headrests, so I had to unwire all that as well. Got the seats in, then he bought a different console lid, put that in. Then he bought a new rear boot trim, so he chucked that on for him as well. And then I replaced an E-level sensor, because when we were doing the airbag work on it last time, I said there was faulty E-level sensor linkage, so yeah, he got some of them, so I've just replaced that as well. That's tucked on the hoist for the night. Yeah, now we got this Ford in to roll the guards. Anyway, let's get into it. Alrighty, so we're done. Guards on that actually come up pretty good. It took a little bit longer than I thought, but that's probably only because, well, really that's only because of the curve of the guard. See how the guard's actually quite straight? The guard roller won't just roll on it. You've got to like work in sections, which makes it a lot harder to do. But yeah, apart from that, it actually come up pretty good. So yeah, that one's done. this one's done. We've got the Falcon, the lower, and then possibly that other car. Anyway, see you tomorrow. I've unfortunately somehow left my little camera at home that I usually use for talking and whatnot, so not going to be much talking in this part of the video. We're just going to get straight into it. So we've got a VE on this side that we're doing guard rolling all around, and then we've got this VF that we're going to lower it all around and do guard rolling all around. So yeah, anyway, let's get into it. Alrighty, so you might see a slight difference in the shop. I've all the steel rack's gone, everything from upstairs is gone, all the steel from at the back there's gone. I did about 14 loads last weekend, just moving stuff out of the shop because unfortunately I have decided to shut the shop. It's not a decision that's been easy to make, but unfortunately I'm just struggling to deal with mainly the fact that there's a couple things. The amount people want to contact me, it's different. Like, I've had businesses my whole life, but I just find that because I do the YouTube with the workshop, I don't know, it's maybe more personal to people. And yeah, I'm just struggling with that. Like, I would get 500 messages a week, and then chuck phone calls on top of that, people coming into the shop. Like, it's a lot. So I've decided, not just because of that, I've also got an injury in my arm I've been really struggling with for the last couple of months. I think just the repetitiveness of rolling guards is really flaring it up. So yeah, there's that, and then I was going to reduce back at the shop to hope heal my arm, and then blah, 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 and I just ended up going, you know what, it's been great, and I've enjoyed doing this shop, and I've met some great people, but at the same time, I've got to look after myself, and yeah, so I'm just going to be doing YouTube from home. But once I close the shop, I'm going to be a lot less reachable to you guys. I'll still reply to YouTube comments mainly. That's probably going to be the best way to contact me. But yeah, other than that, phone calls and texts and stuff, I'm not going to be getting back to people because I don't need to. I'm not running a business anymore. Yeah, so I can get some of my life back because, you know, 500 messages a week plus phone calls and this and that. You know, I'm losing 20. Sometimes I reckon some weeks probably closer to 30 hours a week in between all that sort of stuff. And I'm an introvert. I like to keep to myself. So all the calls and texts become a lot. I get overwhelmed, you know, and I don't like it. So yeah, I don't really know how to put that other than that. But yeah, I've enjoyed having the shop. It's been great. And I'm looking forward to doing more different stuff in the future. The other thing that's been sort of toying on my mind lately is that, like, obviously my customers control my content. So it's basically like guard roll, airbag kit, coilover kit, airbag kit, you know, guard roll. So it's very repetitive. As much as I'm doing cool work, it's just the same stuff over and over again, which for some people, they probably like that, I suppose, but not for me. And just the amount I've been working. Like, I went on the last trip with my last dog, Zeus, at the start of the year, and then I worked 6 months, 7 days a week, 12 plus hour days. And I just, you know, ended up burning myself out, and then took a little break, and then just went, you know what, I'm not into that. I'm not doing it, you know. I've worked huge hours my whole life. My body's not starting to love me so much. So you know, I want to start looking after myself and starting to work on my own cars so that I can control my own content and all that sort of thing. So yeah, anyway, probably blabbered on a bit here. Just trying to give you guys a little bit of an update. Oh yeah, and then for you, those of you who don't know, might not have seen on my page, I've got a new dog I just adopted, Zuri, and yeah, she's currently asleep in the car. She loves being in the car, which is awfully convenient because someone might end up running her over if she's just running around, but I let her out when it's quiet. I let her out, she runs around, but she always wants to go back in the car and have a snooze, I suppose because she's a puppy. But at home, then she gets home at night time and just flies around everywhere. But yeah, that's another reason I want to be at home. I love my animals, I love being around my animals. They don't demand anything from me, and they're easy to be around. So yeah, I'm looking forward to being back at home, spending a bit more time with them. And our construction thing is so busy now, like family business. I don't know how much I really want to go into that, but we basically do hotels. But like for me, I've got enough work in front of me at the moment. I could work flat stick for the next year and a half and still have work. So without even getting any more projects, and we're always getting new projects. So basically just going to focus my energy on that, muck around with my own cars, and yeah, enjoy some sort of a life. I want to start going camping more. I want to start enjoying myself. I don't want to be just... I've been feeling, and I mean, this is going to sound ridiculous. I'm sure you guys are going to think I'm an idiot, but I've been feeling a little bit like a slave to the business lately, you know, like it's just trying to make people happy and, you know, going above and beyond for everyone, and people not appreciating it. And I mean, a lot of people do. 95% of people are so good to deal with, but it's the 5% that make my job hard. And then I end up thinking, well, what am I bothering doing all this shit for if people don't appreciate it? So yeah, anyway, talking about people that do appreciate it, Peter with the Calais that I'm about to work on, it's been a customer of mine for like 10 years. So obviously I do good work. All right, so I've been having a look through the VZ at the airbag kit and trying to figure out what he's done wrong. And I think the easiest solution is to just rip it all out and start again. So he's probably not going to like that. I mean, they're mounting everything, whatever, but yeah, we're still going to mount the compressor back again. It's loose at the moment. And then, I mean, the valve block and the air tank are mounted and the bags are in the car, but it looks like I need to neaten up how he's mounted the bags. I need to remount the compressor. All the wiring's just not really making sense to me, so I think I'm just going to rip it all out and start again. Yeah, so I'm just going to send him a message, make sure that's cool with him, and then yeah, I think I'll do that tomorrow when my head's fresh. Yeah, I've had enough for today, I think. That's got its coats of paint. I've had a look at that. I was going to start mucking around with that because I thought it was an easy fix. I'll just knock it over today, but I've had an absolute massive week. Yeah, most nights this week I haven't been finished until, you know, sort of 10, 11, some nights 12 o'clock at night. And yeah, I start work at 8 o'clock in the morning. So it's been a big week, and it's been 90% on the tools. So as I keep saying, my body is not loving me when I keep doing this. So my body and my mind are just zapped at the moment. So yeah, I think I'm going to just call it a day, send that guy a message and just let him know that I think we're just going to have to redo the whole thing. Come in tomorrow, I'll get my head around that, do that, throw another coat of paint on black on them, and then yeah, hopefully on the next day after that I can yeah, put everything back together, and hopefully those cars are done. But I do have them till following next weekend, so worst case scenario, can't finish them up this week, I will get them done next week. But anyway, I'm exhausted, and I will see you guys.
Spotlight, hot night, glow red in the stoplight. I say, big swerve, big will, rich taste. I serve, line up for the looks that kill. So rich it can make you ill. Don't choke on the diamond pill. Cheap lines, get a gag like ill. Go fetch, black collar, mad cash, high dollar.
So I'm still going to run this. This is like a pump up valve, which I put underneath the car, but I've just got it loose at the moment because I need it to pump up the bags, so I'm just saving getting the compressor really hot. I'm just pumping it up with my compressor. But yeah, we've got a leak in the valve block from an airline, so maybe he hasn't pushed the airline in properly, but because it's under pressure I can't pull it out. Other than that, it's looking pretty good. It's all operating. It's not the neatest, but it's all operating. Yeah, now I've got the switch inside and stuff ready to go. You're not meant to be in there. I've got to tidy up his cuts around here. He's made pretty nasty cuts in the airbag kit, but I'm just leaving it all until I get it all actually working. So yeah, next step, I want to put it on the hoist while I've got the car aired up. I'll probably mount the compressor and the valve block, and then that way, because we know the kit's all working now, I just want to fix that air leak on the valve block, and then we'll put it on the hoist, and then we're going to mount the valve block and mount the compressor, and then I'll actually run the car and make sure that it's all working via the car. At the moment, like I said, I've just been pumping it up with my compressor so that we can test everything rather than just getting the compressor and the system really hot. But yeah, it's all pretty tidied up for now. Yeah, it's good to go back to him because he pulled the interior apart and he's going to put it back together, which does save him some money and definitely saves us time, which allows me to get these jobs through. Yeah, anyway, and then I've put another coat of black on these brakes. So basically from here, once they're all dry, I'll push all the pistons back because I forgot to do that. Should have done that to start with. Once that's all dry, we'll get the discs and pads and stuff and put all that back together, and then that car's pretty much done. We've neatened up all the tub wells and stuff like he wanted. So that car's pretty much done, and this car's pretty much done, which is good because we might have a little bit left on them both next week, but at least I'm not pushing it into next week's work because we're busy again next weekend. So yeah, as I close down, everyone wants their stuff done, which is good. You know, I can get some extra money, and because I've got to pay all the outgoings on this building, the rent and all the outgoings on both buildings actually for the next 3 months, and then I'm allowed to exit the lease. So I'm not going to work the next 3 months. I'm fully done, especially with this injury in my arm. So I've just got to try and get enough money together that I can cover all that, and then I'll exit the lease. So I'm only going to be open until that time comes. But anyway, I think that valve block's out of air, and we're ready to be able to pull it apart and fix up the kit. So let's get into it.
Bow down to the golden strand, get in line, I'm in high demand, come close, kick it, oh geez, what I can when I can, I will rate with a 1 to a 10, I will call if I want it again.
Alrighty, so we've got this VZ on the hoist. And I'm noticing a few things that are not good. I'm not sure what he's done with the bottom bracket for the bags, but it's like he's put an extra bracket on there and then put them in. It might be something to do with this airbag kit because I've not done a D2I airbag kit before, but it doesn't look right. I think he's put that bracket in there and don't think it's actually meant to be in there because it's lifting the bag off the seat, which is also going to stop the car from going as low as it should. So yeah, it's a bit weird. I don't really like how the top's mounted. Also, when he's drilled the holes through for his air compressor, he's drilled into his fuel tank. I can't see that it's leaking, but he's definitely drilled into it. So yeah, I'm just going to see what he wants to do because I've basically got it all working. I'm going to test the car and make sure the car actually works and then I might send him a message and say, this is what you owe me so far, and I'll leave it and he can fix up the rest, or I'll give him a quote to fix it all up properly, see what he says. Yeah, it's a little bit rough. Anyway, let's get into it.
Bow down.
Alright, so I've been back on these cars. I've caught a few snags. Get the brakes done on this, got the fronts done. I had one side of the back done and then went to do the other side and couldn't get the disc on. And it's like the shoe's too big. So one shoe fits in both discs fine and the other one doesn't fit in at all. Like you couldn't force it in there. So I don't know what's going on there. I've given the brakes back to the customer because he got them. And I've told him to go down to the brake shop and figure it out and either give me two new discs that fit them or give me two new brake shoes that are going to work, because I don't have the time to be running around doing that sort of stuff. Ironically, that's why I stopped doing mechanical shit, because it's always a headache. But anyway, hopefully once I get those back, I can put this car back together, and that's good. This airbag kit in this car has just turned into an absolute nightmare. First it was the wiring, then he hadn't mounted things properly, and then the bags aren't mounted properly, and then every fitting nearly had a leak. I think I've pretty much resealed all of the system. And so I'm just going to wait for that to set for during the week, because now I've got to go back into my construction job. But yeah, so we're getting closer with this one too. So I've just said to him, look, I think it's going to be best if I just rip this kit out and start again, because it's just too much. Like, he had a good crack. I'm not going to give him credit where credit's due. He's had a good crack for someone who's never done a bag kit, but unfortunately, it's not going to work. And anyway, the other thing we had was a faulty relay that was causing the wiring to overheat. So I put a new relay in there, and that's all sweet now as well. It's the problem with cheap, nasty parts, cheap relays. It's got cheap airbag fittings. You're just asking for problems. You're better off buying a good kit, not some cheap kit. But anyway, yeah, I've got a couple it's 8 p.m. I've still got a couple call outs I've got to do in the other business. So I really need to get out of here because I want to try and get to bed before midnight. I'm not sure that that's going to happen. But anyway, I will see you guys in a couple of days when I'm back here.
Yeah, I was undercover, wrote me off like the others, but I had secrets inside. You didn't pay attention, like an experiment, no, you're gonna pay for your crimes. I'll change your perspective, I'll teach you a lesson. Test my limits, nothing you say will fix it. I'm too out of my mind. You're riding high, but I've got you this time. Oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Try to take me down.
Alrighty, it is so windy. Being on call for hundreds of properties this weekend is going to be pretty hectic, I think, but fingers crossed that isn't too bad in the other business, because I've got stuff to do. All right, so we've nearly got this under wraps now. I reckon I've redone pretty much everything he's done now at this point. I've just still got to mount the gauge in the center console. I was just doing that, but the customer with this car dropped off the discs. So they've been machined, or one side was machined, because basically one side was fine. I actually had it back together, but the other side wasn't. So you should be able to move the brake shoe in and out. This is hard to do with one hand. The brake shoe in and out like that. Whereas before, I couldn't even fit the brake shoe inside it. So it just needed a little bit taken off. The place you bought the brakes off has machined that, so that should be sweet now. So yeah, like I said, I think I had this side together and then had to went to do the other side and then just pulled them both off so that they could see what I was talking about. But we've got everything here now. So while I just had that under pressure and found another leak from his system. The bags are holding pressure now, so the leaks from the bags was from the fittings on the top of the airbag. He must have damaged it when he put him in, but I've replaced both those fittings and they seem to be fine now. Yeah, it's just all the other stuff that he sealed up seems to be just one after another. I fix one, find another one. So it must be, I suppose it's just going for the easiest leak as it goes. But anyway, I'm going to get back into getting this car done because I'd like to get both these cars basically done tonight because I've got other jobs on tomorrow and I don't want to have a huge day here tomorrow because I want to start getting stuck into getting some more renos done back at home. So anyway, let's get into it. Right, so this last week's been interesting because the brakes were wrong on the Calais, so we got stumped on that. The airbag kit, there was just so much wrong with it, so we got stumped on that. And then the coilovers in this, I was looking forward to today because I thought this is a really straightforward job, easy peasy. Done the rear, rolled the guards, went well. Considering it's actually been painted, I was a little bit worried about obviously bog, but it all went well. Got to the front, I've just pulled the front apart then, and I've looked at the mount and gone, oh, I've got the wrong coilovers here. Because this is a VF and there's VE front coilovers there. And usually I would have a set of feet laying around, but because I'm shutting down the shop, I've stopped keeping stuff like that in stock. So, anyway. What do you do? So now I'll put it back together so we can at least putt around for the week. And then we'll have to bring this in next weekend and chuck the fronts in. Get this back together so I can get it off the hoist. And then we'll get stuck into that VF out the front. Ugh. Alrighty, so that's it. We're out of the factory. I don't even know where the vlog's at, what I've been doing or whatever, because I haven't been filming very much in the last probably 2 or 3 weeks, I'd say. I haven't uploaded right now for a month, for probably about 6 weeks by the time I actually get a video out. But yeah, been going through some stuff myself, but then also really focusing on just getting this move done, setting up my shed at home really awesome, and getting ready for the next stage of my YouTube career. So going forward, I won't be doing work for anyone else. I might do the odd job here and there for a friend or family. Maybe, I doubt it, because I'm just so done with working on other people's stuff that I just, yeah, I just want to focus on myself, focus on my own cars, and actually get back to enjoying the process and doing things that I want to do. So like, the only problem with having business is I only want to do specific things for other people, so then it makes it hard for me to do whatever I want on my channel, because on the YouTube, because then they say, well, you did it for yourself, why can't you do it for me? And it just creates this can of worms. So at least going forward, I'll be able to just do whatever I want. If I want to build some random thing or do something stupid or whatever, I can do whatever I want. I don't have a business associated with it, which I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, it's been hectic. Probably been going on for close to 2 months now, this whole shutdown process and figuring things out and all that sort of stuff. I've just been working around the clock. Went away with my sister for a quick break, and then as soon as I got back, I just hit the ground running. I've just been going bang, 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 just as hard as I possibly can. Wake up, go hard, eat, fall asleep, do the same thing every day. But yeah, I'm getting close to the end now, probably like I said, maybe a couple of weeks, and I'll be back on track, and then I'll be doing my YouTube uploads. Not sure if I'll be doing one a week or one a fortnight at this stage, but yeah, I'll figure that out as the time comes. It just depends on how much I film at home and how I go curating a video, because I want the videos to be roughly between 20 and 30 minutes long. So if I'm only getting enough content to put one out every fortnight, I'll just do that and maybe do a few more shorts or something. I'm not too sure, but I definitely will be doing more on my other channels and stuff going forward as well, so that'll be good. Yeah, anyway, this will be the last time you guys see the shed. It's all packed up, and I'm leaving the mezzanine's staying, and then whoever takes it over can do whatever they want with it, but I feel like it's wasted pulling it out, so yeah, someone will really benefit from having it here, so I think I'll just leave it. My hoist, I've sold one hoist here to the boys next door, and my other hoist, I've been spending shitloads of money at home setting up to be able to have one at home for myself, because I don't fairly fancy working on cars on the ground. But anyway, yeah, I appreciate you guys watching the video. Like I said, I'm not sure where we are at in this video, so yeah, that's it as far as this shop. And yeah, I'll see you guys, I'll either see you guys in a second or I'll see you guys in the next episode.